Buonasera, signore, buonasera. Com'è bello stare a Napoli e sognare. Quante volte ho sussurrato amore ti amo. Buonasera, signore, kiss me goodnight. Buonasera, signore, kiss me goodnight. Buonasera, Charles. Buonasera.
Buonasera, Lena. Buonasera.
I thought I would sing it to you today.
I appreciate that. Actually, I was listening to your dad's version this weekend. So, I love the song. It's great.
Yeah. He was the best.
I love dancing to his music. I love dancing when you play it as well. I mean, I'm your group.
Thank you, Charles. Well, hello out there, everyone. We hope that you're enjoying our little show, and let us know. Let us know something.
Please let us know.
Leave us a comment on Facebook or on YouTube. You can find the show on my YouTube channel, Lena Prima. So just look for it there. And of course, our Facebook page is Buona Sera Louisiana. So we hope that you will subscribe and follow us and watch the show. We appreciate it.
Give us a topic to research or whatever. We always have fun. Every weekend we have a different thing to give credit to Italians for.
Yes. So we just had Mardi Gras, a different sort of Mardi Gras this year, but Mardi Gras nonetheless here in New Orleans. And I wanted to do a show and tell today because I was given this beautiful shoe made by Lori Fleck. And thank you, Lori Fleck. She made me an Italian Muses shoe, Charles.
Lena, that shoe is my gosh, what a shoe that is. That is a prima donna shoe.
It's got pennies. It's got a trumpet. And inside is me and my dad.
Wow, it has everything in it that's your life.
I'm afraid to take the plastic off. Anyway, isn't that beautiful? My Italian Mardi Gras shoe.
It is fabulous. What a nice tribute to have a special shoe for you.
I'm going to treasure that forever. So, Charles, I was reading some history of Carnival or Carnavale, or that it actually has got some Italian origins. And I'm wondering if you know anything about that.
I'm doing some, and Lena, at Jesuit we studied Latin. So Latin for carnival has two meanings because it's a shortened phrase. So carna means meat, carnivorous. We think of those words, and carnival could either come from the word valet, which means to say goodbye, which means saying goodbye to meat for like the Lent part,
right,
or lavare, which means to remove meat, like to remove it from your diet. So how it became which the other part of carnival, it's debated, but you definitely have those two words in it. And then so they would remove meat during Lent, and Venice has a great carnival. So in Venice we have the carnival at the masking, and that masking seems to have been part of medieval times where they brought in the masking, not necessarily that was Christianity, but that was some of the customs going on. So as things evolved, we see other cultures come into Christianity and bring with them some of their heritage. And that's how we got the masking. Yes.
That's really interesting and cool that it's got some Italian roots.
Everything goes back to Italy.
And it is celebrated around the same time as Mardi Gras here.
It absolutely is. And Rio has carnival, so that's a big one as well in our
right.
In our part of the Americas. And then actually looking at it, it's celebrated worldwide because Christianity is worldwide and it's part of the Christian thing. It's a big thing for us as we get preparing for Easter and the meaning of Easter. In this period, it's a time to reflect.
Right.
So I know that in grammar school, this was a big important part of our teaching.
Yeah, but to a kid like me, it just meant giving up chocolate for Lent.
Oh.
And then when Easter rolled around, it was time to eat chocolate again. So
he gave up chocolate for 40 days. Well, I'll tell two things. For us at the Catholic grammar schools, every Friday we did the Stations of the Cross.
Yeah.
So we learned those stations real intensely. And the other thing, which everybody loves to hear the story, is it's so confusing. So Easter is the first Sunday after the first full moon after the first day of spring. And then Lent is 40 days in front of that. So sometimes, you will see Easter be the day after a full moon, and you'll have this beautiful full moon in the sky. And other times it could be a couple of weeks behind, depending on when the first day of spring is. So that's why we see Mardi Gras sometimes in January and sometimes in March, depending on when the full moon is after spring.
Gosh, that is really interesting, Charles. I just learned something. I did not know that.
That's yeah. Well, that's my contribution to us.
Yay, Charles. So, as you can see, my background today is Mount Etna. That's in Catania, Sicily. And tell us that they had first of all, it's called a stratovolcano. What I've never heard that term.
I studied a little bit about it, and strato, I don't actually know. I'd have to look that one up again. But I do know that it erupts from both the summit and the flanks. Whether or not strato means that it's how it erupts, or that the layout looking at it, it's very broad-based volcano and it's still active. There's a lot of meanings that I'd have to look up. What maybe stratosphere is a word, so maybe it goes up to the sky.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yes, so I mean it's a great volcano. It's been erupting for looks like 35,000 years. It's been erupting.
Oh my gosh! And it just erupted, and not scary because you got some friends in that area, and they think they love it, and it's a sight to behold.
I was surprised. We're thinking, like, if there was a hurricane, I guess they would reach out to us. Oh, do you need any aid? Do you need anything? So we saw the photos yesterday of the lava, and it was seemingly pretty violent. And I sent the guy an email, and he comes back with a video saying, "Oh, we're happy here. Look at this. It was beautiful. It was like watching a fountain go off." And I Googled it, and apparently they've designed their area that, for the most part, and there have been a few times where it's impacted them, but for the most part, there's a train to take you closer to it. There's chair lifts. If you go skiing, I mean, you get pretty close to the top. I mean, almost like you could be at a movie scene where you could look down the crater, and hear this thing erupted. So I was pretty impressed with how he said, "Hey, you guys got to come visit and see this thing. It's gorgeous." And when it erupts, we all get outside and have a bottle of wine.
That's cool. They celebrate the volcano erupting. The stratovolcano. All right, Charles. So I've got to check this out today. So listen, there's been a mystery that I've been trying to solve. When I was little, and of course, my dad was alive. During Christmas, he would want something called chichiris. Chichiris. He'd say, "I want chichiris. And so my mother had no idea what he was talking about. And then one Christmas, on the table of goodies, appeared this Christmas tree shaped, these little balls with colored sprinkles all over them. So we know them as Struffoli, but my dad called them chichiris. And I have asked my Italian friends, I've been trying to solve, why did he call them chichiris?
Sure.
We kind of thought maybe, I was talking to John Viola, thought maybe because they looked like a chickpea, maybe it was a little slang for chickpeas. Okay. I don't know. So I happened to follow, somebody shared Vincenzo's plate on Facebook, and I happened to see one of his videos, and I loved him. He's an Italian he lives in Sydney, where there's a lot of Italians in Australia, by the way. So I started following his page. So during this Mardi Gras season, a video pops up, and he's making Struffoli, and underneath there's another word for Struffoli, and guess what it is? Chichirichiata. Chichirichiata. And it comes from Abruzzo, and that's what they call it there in Abruzzo. And when they celebrate Carnival, they make Struffoli or chichiris.
Wow, I feel like I've heard that used, and I never knew where either. So that's neat, because that is a part of Christmas.
I was so excited, and I just want to say grazie, Vincenzo's plate, and please follow him on Facebook. He is funny. I'm going to read a little bit about what he wrote about himself on his website. He says, "I am a 30-something-year-old Italian-born food lover and comedian, now living in Sydney. My YouTube channel launched in late 2013, and videos have collectively had millions of views already and reached thousands of subscribers. I am
Wow.
not pretentious or pretending to be a master of all things food. I am relatable, friendly, and make Italian food recipes attainable and not so serious.
Not so serious.
He's great. So check him out. You can follow him on YouTube and also on Facebook. And he's wonderful. And I appreciate learning, finally solving the Ciccioli mystery. But also, I have some quick Italian fun facts. The Italians have over 2,500 types of cheese. Did you know that?
2,500?
We're not going to name them, of course.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Here's another one. Italians consume 14 billion espressos each year.
Billion.
Yeah. That's why we have so much energy. We're consuming a lot of espresso. Here's one to round this out. Italy has a free wine fountain. Have you heard of this?
No. Where is this?
It's a real thing in Caldari di Ortona in Italy. The small town has a free wine fountain that flows 24 hours a day with locally grown red wine. The Fontana di Vino can be found in the Dora Saccese vineyard, which sits on the Italian pilgrimage route of Camino di San Tommaso.
Wow, that is.
I don't know, Charles. We got to explore this more, maybe. It's kind of cool.
I will be. That is a great story.
Well, speaking of exploring, Charles, right now it's time for Charles Celebrates Culture.
We got some great people down here in New Orleans. You just know it's just great energy right now. A renaissance going on. And another guy is Narjo's. And Mark of Narjo's has a great place there, and he's got a great heart. He bought an Italian delicatessen and grocery store in Metairie, which is just outside of New Orleans. He's by the train tracks off of Metairie Road. And he started having a muffalata festival. I mean, this man is a hard worker, and his creativity is astounding. Hi, welcome back to Celebrating Culture. I'm here today with Mark Suberville, who is the founder of the Muffalata Festival in New Orleans. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Charles. Appreciate it, man. This is great.
So you've started the Muffalata Festival, but before we go there, the history of the Muffalata, so people understand this big piece of bread.
This hubcap-sized piece of bread is one of the kind of oldest and historic, I guess, foods in New Orleans. And this is one of those original food items here in the city.
A friend of mine tells me that his great-great-great-aunt was Rosalie Muffalata, and that she lost her name when she got married. But then you were telling me that the Ruffinos picked it up.
It started in like 1890 with the Ruffino family that made the muffalata. Now the muffalata is the bread, not necessarily the sandwich.
You took a business that was going on, you've expanded it, brought it back, so you have a lot more at the store.
Yeah.
Like now, if somebody's looking for those Italian commodities,
right,
they can come here and get a lot of specialty goods.
Yes, the store has been around for about 27 years, and it was the continuation of the traditional Italian grocery stores that were all over New Orleans back in the early 1900s. And I think that they defined a lot of the New Orleans neighborhoods. And we still get it today when people come in and they say, my grandparents had a grocery store just like this. Where was it? It was on the corner of. That's what I think this store represents. That's one of the reasons why I bought it and want to keep it going, is that it represents sort of the effort of those immigrants and all immigrants that came to the United States that put up a business, or started a business,
right.
and made it work and got their families through life and through school and everything else.
Your Muffalata Festival, and you've taken it, you started in 2017.
Yeah.
In 2018, you expanded it.
So what we're trying to do with the festival is, it is centered around the muffalata, but that's very symbolic of the food heritage in New Orleans, and that's kind of the purpose of it. Being able to have people explore a food product like breaking a wheel of cheese, that's exciting because we're not only just tasting cheese and eating cheese. We're breaking open a wheel of cheese that's been cured for a very long period of time. When people experience that, they don't forget it and they appreciate food products more, you know?
You had the entertainment, you had the gift shops, you had Italian desserts, Ferraris.
Yeah, the Ferrari.
And you're next to the train tracks. I think that adds ambiance. There were a few trains that pass. You have the Bocce Club of Metairie puts on a display here.
There's a lot of culture besides just the food. It's an environment, you know? It's a feeling. You know, people tell me when they come in the store, it's like, you know, it feels different in here. It really does. It's this intangible that you really can't get at anywhere, I think, you know, and that's what we're trying to promote as well with the festival and with the store.
It's a great place to come if you don't have time to get to downtown New Orleans and you want to get some Italian food. It's creating this culture.
It's a little bit slower paced out here than the French Quarter is, you know, and I think, you know, it just gives people time to sort of be together. The patio is always available for people to sit on, and they have a good time out here.
If someone wants to find you guys, you got a website?
Absolutely, it's Norjoe. That's NORJOE.com, and you can always call the store. It's 504-833-9240. And of course, Facebook, Instagram, we're everywhere.
Mark, thanks for being on the show, and thank you for what you're doing for the Italian community.
Absolutely, enjoying it.
And I just love what Mark has done at that store. So this is Norjoe's, and we've had a great time with him. And he volunteers for everything. If we got something going on at the piazza, Mark's there, and he's bringing food with him. So he just really supports Italian culture. It's worth stopping in and seeing what he's got.
He's a wonderful guy, and I am mesmerized by the cheese wheel. It looks yummy.
It does look yummy. I mean, it really does. You can see it just the pasta soaking in the cheese flavoring, and what a great way to stir it and blend it. So we're going to, like I said, I think he's doing a presentation March 20th for us.
That's fantastic, Charles. All right. Thank you, Charles, for your culture segment. I love it. I look forward to it.
Celebrating Culture is brought to you by Awe News. Awe News also produces New Orleans Insider Tours, which are 10 self-guided tours of New Orleans and Louisiana. To download the apps, all you have to do is point your phone at the flow code in the camera mode, and you're ready to really experience Louisiana.
So it's time for our La Musica featured artist today, and we're so honored today to be able to feature Deana Martin, who is, of course, the daughter of the great Dean Martin, but she's also a New York Times best-selling author, an actor, a recording artist, and an entertainer, and she's a fabulous entertainer. To be a great entertainer, you really have to connect with your audience and have that joy and love, and she really does that. She goes out in the crowd, she gets people involved, she brings it up on stage. She really loves what she does, and she's just a sparkling, effervescent, and many albums out. She has toured all around the world, and I met her about 20 years ago when we both spoke on a Children of the Greats panel at the National Italian American Foundation Gala, you know, their weekend event in Washington, D.C., and we have sung together several times. It's always a joy for me, you know, being the daughter of Louis Prima.
I filmed you guys singing together in 2019 at the Italian convention in D.C., and that was just a thrill to see the two of you guys there. And then whenever she's in town, you know, she comes looking for you. So, I mean, there's an affinity that you can see between the two of you guys and the synergy of how that works. And she frequently comes down to New Orleans for our events.
Yes. She's a great friend of the Italian community here in New Orleans, and she's here at least once a year.
Yes.
And you interviewed her, Charles, so why don't we show a little bit of that interview? I think that'd be great to see.
We're at the American Italian Cultural Center with Deana Martin here the night before the big awards banquet. And you put us on your schedule all the time.
I do. I've been coming for years and years, and I won, the Louis Prima Entertainment Award 3 or 4 years ago, and I've been coming ever since. It's a fantastic event.
Do you have anything as far as the Italian culture you want to tell the next generations coming up about what they need to do to keep our culture alive?
Oh, to love your family. Of course, to keep in touch and to get together and keep your traditions together. Make dinner on Saturday night, Sunday night. Teach your children well. Sit down and talk to them about what it was like. Maybe they came over Ellis Island. Maybe they came over here, right to New Orleans, you know. And so it's important to talk about that so that people know where they came from.
And your songs, so Volare, do you have some favorites that you'll be singing tonight? Can you tell us?
Oh, Volare on it. Well, let's see. You're nobody till somebody loves you.
Oh,
yes, of course, Volare.
Would you make dinner? Would you make pasta for us?
Of course I would. You know, I'm a little crazy, but I will make pasta visual for you.
Okay. I'll be looking forward to it. Lena, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is. And I've interviewed her a couple of times when she comes in. Each time I get a little bit different story because I learn a little bit more about her. One time it's her mother's or grandmother's cooking. Another time it's what she's working on, her projects, and then it's also as you can get a little bit more personal as the years go by about just her whole life and the legacy of Dean. Yes,
yeah,
great.
Incredible legacy she has. She's also doing Deana Martin live on Facebook on Fridays, and we're so thrilled to be able to show one of her live performances so you can see her in action. So let's watch Deana Martin.
So I remember it. Any of you ever see my father in person? Yes? Of course you did, in the stands, in Las Vegas, yeah. Well, this reminds me, it reminds me of actually being in Las Vegas. And I would be at the Sands Hotel. We would be sitting ringside, in the Copa room, and the stage would be dark. Then you would hear the announcer say, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Sands Hotel is proud to present the star of our show, direct from the bar, Deana Martin." And my dad would walk out looking so handsome in his, tuxedo and the red pocket square. And then he'd look at his conductor and he'd go, "How long have I been on?" And he'd say, "Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I brought with me my 7 beautiful children." And the audience would applaud. And he'd go, "No, don't applaud. Only took me 7 minutes." I had absolutely no idea what that meant. Then he would say, "Deana, honey, stand up. Let everybody see how pretty you are." So I'd stand up and the spotlight would shine on me and the audience would applaud. And I knew right then that I wanted to come up on a stage and sing this song for an audience just like you. Penso che non so più così non ritorni mai più. Ricevo le mani e le facce di blu. Poi d'improvviso venivo davanti rapido.
fabulous. That was a great performance that she did when she was here. She's just a fabulous performer.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can follow Deana Martin on Facebook at Deana Martin Official Page, on Instagram at Deana Martin Official Page, on Twitter at Deana Martin, and subscribe to her YouTube channel. And thank you. Grazie, Deana. Thank you so much.
Thank you for always coming down here so much. And I just love the fact that the two of you guys have bonded and have a great friendship going. It's fabulous.
It is fabulous. Amazing to me. Incredible. Every time I see her or talk to her, I still get starstruck because she's Dean Martin's daughter. She's got that sparkle in her eye, and I love it so much.
Well, when people see the two of you together, you're talking about being starstruck. You know, you take it for granted. But I was with that other sitting behind you a little bit when you guys were singing, and just the people seeing, oh my God, look who's singing together! It's Lena and Deana. And one guy, I think I told you, said, I would love to get a picture with them, and I said, I think I can help you there.
So this was a really fun show today, and thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our my YouTube channel, Lena Prima, on YouTube, where you will see these shows posted, and also follow us on Facebook.
Absolutely, and as I think our friend Giovanni said, ciao, 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 ciao.
Does he say that too?
Let's say that at the end.
Ciao, ciao, ciao. See you next week.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Buona sera, signore, kiss me goodnight.
Hi, I'm Lena Prima. My music is available on Amazon and iTunes, also BasonStreetRecords.com and LenaPrima.com. Please like my Facebook page, Lena Prima Official, and follow me on Instagram at Lena Prima. I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, Lena Prima. Thank you so much. Ciao.
Our New Orleans Insider Tour app features a Statue, Stories, and Spirits tour. It's a great way to learn about New Orleans. There are over 150 markers that all have a little story. Here, we're at the market of Edward Wisner, a man who was told to come to Louisiana to improve his health. He invented a pump and drained over 30,000 acres of land. The royalties of gas and oil now go to New Orleans, Tulane, LSU, and the Salvation Army. We have a lot of great stories in our app that'll add to your enjoyment and appreciation of New Orleans. It's simple to use with GPS, text, photos, and video.